What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fast and Furious. Well, it's not really. It's Forza Horizon 5, but it's the Fast and Furious car pack that we're going to take a look at in today's video. And it's the final car that's in the car pack that I haven't looked at yet, and it's this, the Datsun 240. It's cool. Always love the Datsun 240. Always, always, always. This one, of course, as you can see, has a Rocket Bunny kit on it, and it's got a little turbo poking out of the bonnet. Let's just have it. Let's just actually take a look at it properly and see what the deal is with it. It's very pretty. It is very, very pretty. I really like it. I mean, what is not to like, to be honest, on it, right? I've always loved the 240s as well. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. Alright, let's grab this thing and see what it's like. I feel like this is going to be one of those cars I'm going to have to go sideways in, because it just doesn't feel like it's going to be a car to do much else with, right? It looks great. It does. Interior looks good as well. It's got a hydro as well. This is just begging to go sideways. It just is begging to do it. Yeah, it looks good. Looks nice and clean. Like I said, I've always loved the 240, so I mean, I can't really be like, oh yeah, no, I don't like this. Yeah, I love it. I definitely do love it. I don't know if we can really change anything else on this car, right? We'll see. We'll have a quick look and see if there's anything that's actually changeable on this thing. We could probably... Oh, ew. That just completely ruins it. If I change anything there, it just completely ruins it. I love the wheels as well. I don't really want to change these. Maybe the tires, because we're going to take this thing sideways. Maybe those are going to end up changing to something else. Put the snow tires on it, for example. Other than that, not much else. Kind of just swap this thing. It's got a 2.5 liter. What engine's in this thing? Is it the RB? Might be the RB, actually. Single turbo RB. I can't change the exhaust on it? I mean, I don't really mind. It doesn't sound terrible, but it's like, you know, at least let us change the exhaust. Alright, I think once we upgrade our suspension, it should drop a little bit more. Yeah, look at that. That's just so much nicer. It just suits it so much more. Weight reduction as well. I don't really think we need to add a lot more power to this thing. I think it should be just fine the way it is. Technically, what I should have done is I should have driven it completely stock. It's my bad. Let's abandon setup real quick, and let's just... I immediately just threw this thing into the mix of like just modifying it. So there you go. That's what it's like, completely stock. It's pretty quick. I mean, it's an S1. But it's very quick, actually. That back end was gonna slip every single time, though. Yeah, this is quick. Even just left completely untouched like this. It does 200 miles an hour. I'm going uphill, that's why it's kind of struggling a little bit. Wait until it levels out a little bit. It does 200 miles an hour with no problems. Pretty good. I think I could keep the same power here. Ooh, brakes are actually quite good as well on this thing. The gear reaches are quite long. The gear reaches are very long. I'm doing almost 100 miles an hour in a second. It's quite agile too. This actually couldn't... If you gave this thing slightly better tires, this actually could be quite a decent car to like actually race with. I have a bit of an idea with this thing now. I wonder if this is going to be good for like sprint races and that. If I build it to like the top of S1, for example. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add better tires to it, and better tires, better brakes. I'm gonna leave the same suspension setup that it has now. I'm gonna give it better brakes, better tires, and then the rest of it I'm just gonna add a silly amount of power, because I genuinely feel like this is very good, like to race with. So the only thing I'm gonna do now, I'll end up drifting afterwards, right? I'll do all that stuff afterwards, but I don't know. The handling is only at 5.9, for example, but like it feels better. Maybe I'm the idiot here who thinks it's better. I can maybe add some aero on it or something. I don't even know. Widen the track width for the tires. That should help it a little bit for the wheels or tires. I'm trying to think what else we can do here. There you go. We'll just do this. I'll end up getting rid of all that disgusting aero as well afterwards, but 1,000 horsepower on this thing? I'm gonna try it as a sprint car, or a sprint car, so this is pretty much the setup is like. Not really great. This is just the most basic setup ever. I like to buy a diff as well, because that diff is just awful. I kind of wanted to keep this thing stock, or standard. But I feel like this thing has potential to be a really, really good, like, sprint race car, if that makes sense, right? So, not a lot of corners, like really tight corners, but like, something that you can keep it going at high speed. I'll keep the gearing alone. I'll leave the gearing alone. I'm gonna bring on the Linea Costera Sprint. And I'm gonna bring it over in S1, and I want to try to see if I can beat whatever rival time that is that I have there with this. Like I said, initially when I first drove this thing, it felt quite grippy. It felt like it was easy to accelerate with. It would actually turn in quite sharply into corners. So I was like, you know what? This might have some sort of potential to be a good car for sprint races. But we'll have a look now and see if I was correct with that. We shall see. It kind of wants to go a little sideways. I just have to... Whoa. I just have to be easy on the power. Oh my god. Yeah, let's see what's... Just get down and go. No! Oh my god, really, game? Oh, the brakes are really good. It kind of understeer. Well, I mean, it doesn't really understeer. It's lack of grip. I'm just going too fast into the corners. I also haven't adjusted my aero at all. I just wanted to see what it would be like for the first run, and then I'll change some stuff afterwards. This is like a very basic setup that I've... Those brakes are immense. So good. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird sprint race due to the fact that it's got quite a few tight corners. I could have gone and just done the other one that I keep doing, like the new one that they've added into the game. I mean, this is also one of the new ones that they've added to the game. It's just the other one I just keep doing over and over again with somebody that occurs. But I feel like that one, I don't really want to overplay it. So I was like, let's try a different one for today's video. With this thing. The only thing is I kind of have to get used to driving it. It does change gears quite slowly, so I guess that's kind of a bit of a downer, but like I said, it just puts down and goes. It's quite responsive. I think my diff setup and all that is fine. Kind of locks a little bit, but we can adjust that. I think the rest of it is good. Alright, let's give it a quick restart. I don't really want to finish that because I know, because I'm faster, it's gonna break the game a little bit. Alright, give me 1 sec. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try it again, see if I can actually do a good lap. I can't even like floor it in a straight line. Because it will spin. I mean, it does have like 1100 horsepower, I think, going all to the rear wheels, so. Regardless of everything else. And now I went too slow. The last time I went too fast, like smashed into the wall. This time I went too slow, but it's fine. Change my diff slightly. A little less slippery this time around. Exiting corners. I can put my power down a little bit sooner. Just as long as I don't floor it out of corners. The brakes again are so good. I actually had to lift off there because I slowed down way too quickly. Yeah, you will get to a point where it doesn't matter how well you tune your diff. Your tires just won't take the fact that you're sending 1,000 horsepower to them. Regardless of what your diff setup is, your suspension setup and all that, your car will end up going sideways. And you may be wondering, why don't you just reduce the horsepower? Well, that's the whole purpose of this power build tactic, or power build like style of tuning cars. Is you give them a silly amount of power, so in a straight line, you can very much utilize it. When you're in corners, you just have to use a little bit of skill and try and control your throttle instead of just hopping full 100% on the throttle every single chance you get. I don't know why I'm off-roading. Just trying to go quicker and quicker. And I felt like I was going quicker. But also I was trying to floor it, so it was a bit sketchy. Okay, well, I've done a run with this thing. I don't know where in the world I am. I don't think I'm anywhere decent in the world, but I'll take that as a run. This is quite fun as like a power build type of thing. It genuinely is. It feels easy to drive. Regardless of what I said, it actually feels quite easy to drive. Feels a little bit fun to like go into corners quickly and all that. Okay, let's have a quick look where I am in the world. I'm gonna say 25,000 in the world. I'm gonna say quite low. It's a fun car, but I don't think this is gonna be very competitive to anything, right? I don't know why not the festival playlist. But yeah, this is basically one of the newer events that I ended up doing. See what I mean? Because there's this one that I was doing before, but I don't know why I decided to pick this one, which is like 5 kilometers long. But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. I said, what, 25,000? Oh man, okay, whoa. That is a lot better than 25,000, I'll tell you that now. Jesus. I expected this thing to be a lot slower. Or a lot lower, sorry, not slower. A lot lower on the leaderboards than 1,400. I mean, these are expected, right? You have the Brabham being at the very top, right? That's expected to be good, but I definitely didn't expect this thing to be a top 1,000 car. Not yet, anyway. Let me just do another run with it so I can actually, you know, fortify or solidify my positioning on this leaderboard as being a top 1,000 car. Quite a good car. I mean, like I said, it's not overly competitive or anything like that. Like, I'm not going to be using this thing to do anything crazy, but if you take it online, you could actually win a few races with it. Like, if someone said you have to drive this thing online in online races, I would not be opposed to it. I think it would be actually quite enjoyable and quite easy to drive. Well, there you go. I've beaten myself. I should hopefully put me top 1,000. I think I'm only like a second faster. We'll see, I guess. I mean, that was a decent beat, I guess. I'll take it. Is it a top 1,000 attempt? I don't really know, because I haven't really done a proper ghost for myself to actually figure out if I am top 1,000 or not. How much faster was I? 1.2 seconds? Maybe? let's just have a quick look here, because the next guy is like 500 in the world with like 4 seconds off, so he's like way further ahead. Come on, game. Am I top 1,000? Come on. I'd be happy to just leave it at that. I'm gonna move on to building this thing for something else. Top 1,000. Come on. So close. So close. 1,100. You know what, I'll leave it there. But I'm gonna keep going over and over again. It's not bad. You can still get top 1,000 with it. I still have faith in myself and in the car that it's a top 1,000 worthy car. Sure, I can just drive better. That's literally it. All I have to do is just drive a little bit better. Squeeze out in under like 1 second. And then, there you go. I've done it. But I'm not gonna keep doing it over and over again. Alright, let's slide this thing. Because I feel like this is what this car is going to be doing in a movie. I don't know. I haven't seen a movie. Is it out yet? It might actually be out yet. But I just haven't really paid attention to it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really care about the Fast and Furious movies anymore, honestly. It's just, I feel like it's the same thing every single time, and it's just, nothing's improving. It's just getting more and more ridiculous and more crazy, and it's just not something that I want to spend my time watching, if that makes sense. So, I feel like a lot of people are with me on that one as well. Right, so, like I said, gotta take this thing sideways. It's always fun to take these cars sideways. So I'm just gonna pretty much upgrade everything that I can. With the drift suspension, it just looks so good. It just looks so much nicer, completely lowered like this. And power-wise, I don't really want to give this thing a lot more power, because I feel like with the power to weight ratio that it has now, especially with all the power going to the rear wheels, it could be worth just keeping it at around this much horsepower and torque. I think it's good. If this actually has an RB in it, I wish that you could have changed the exhaust. I don't think it's the RB26 though, right? It would be like the RB25. I'm not 100% sure what it has in it, because if it's a modified RB25, then it would make sense for it to be like that. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what edges in this thing. I'm just making slick stuff up. Maybe I'm completely wrong in what's actually in this car. But yeah. Anyway, let's lock the diff and we'll take it sideways. I'll change maybe a couple more things in the suspension. But yeah. Alright. Let's go down the mountain. It looks really good in this yellow. Oh, look at that steering angle. That is so much nicer than what we've had before. So I'm expecting this thing as a rear-wheel drive to be such a smooth car. Oh, it changes direction so quickly. Yeah, I've lengthened my gears. I made them really long. So 4th gear is now the gear that I kind of want to stay in. I think so, anyway. That's what it feels like. Oh, it's actually quite nice. I don't know how much I think my gears are just, oh, I don't know. See, I like 4th. I like 4th a lot, but it drops so far down in the rev range. I wonder if this is like a flywheel issue or what. I haven't actually adjusted or changed the flywheel. I don't think you can even change the flywheel on this thing. Interesting. Very interesting. See how it just drops to the RPM that it wants to sit at? Which is like 3K. It drops there so quickly. I think it might be a flywheel thing. Oh, this is nice. Let me change to the drift cam. Let me change to the drift cam to make this thing more pleasing to the eyes. Because I know people are gonna enjoy that much more. Even I enjoy it. It just looks so smooth. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see how long or how big of an angle can I have until this thing just loses its sharpness. It's actually quite quick to change direction, right? See what I mean? But if you throw it just a little bit too hard, it loses it. Oh, God, I was pressing the clutch. How have I turned into that person where I'm missing playing manual clutch in this game? I never play manual clutch, man. Never play manual clutch. It's an arcade game. I don't really care about taking it that seriously to play manual clutch. I don't really care for it. It's very, very rare occasions where you actually see me playing with it, but I don't know, in that situation, I was just reaching for it as well. My finger was on the button, tried to press it. I think I was right with the amount of power that this actually needs to be able to be effective down the hill. This is just the right amount. I think anything more than this is just going to be such a waste. I just have to be very, very careful with how far you're throwing it sideways, because it will end up spinning out on you. And even the harshness of how quickly this thing will transition. Like if you do it a bit too fast and you don't catch it early enough, it will spin you out. If you don't counter steer early enough, you will end up pointing the wrong direction. It is quite an enjoyable car to drive. I actually do like it. It's just a little bit... it's just a little bit sketchy. But it's easy to control. It's sketchy in certain situations. It's like when I'm pushing it like to the limit of its like angle. Because there are some cars in this game that you can... There it is. That's exactly what I waited for. Because it's stretched my gears out so long, if fourth gear drops to its idle RPM, I guess, is that what it's called? Basically when it drops to like, whatever it is, 3K, 4K. When it drops out of its power band, it just ends up just stalling. Basically stalling. So I need to try and not let it do that, but for like... Ooh! Okay. Before the shorter corners, or the... not shorter, sorry, the tighter corners, it is... well, I actually have to change that to third. Yeah. I think the only thing right now that this car, this very specific car right now, that I don't like about it is its gears. I really need to like properly do a whole readjustment of all the gears. Right. Yeah, I need to do a whole readjustment of all the gears here because I really don't like the way they are. All I did was stretch the gears out a little bit, and that was it. Which I don't know why. I do know why I did it, because I wanted to try and make it so one gear was more used than everything else, which is true, and it's what I'm trying fourth to be. Because for most of these corners, you can keep a nice and consistent speed throughout most of them, right? Like, obviously some of them are going to be much tighter than others. You'll have to slow down more. But for the majority of the time, if you have really long gears, you can kind of keep it in one gear throughout most of the corners, which is kind of what, like I said, what I wanted fourth to be. But I think I overestimated how this was going to drive. and what its power band is going to be like, especially in whatever gear it was chosen to be the gear, which in this case is 4th. Regardless, it's actually quite a fun car to drive. Yeah, I think this could be very, very good. It could have very much a very good potential to be like an S1 like power build type of tune. I think obviously people better than me in terms of the tuning thing could probably build a very, very nice car out of this, like a power build. But yeah, for now, that's pretty much it. That's what I was able to build out of this 240. I really like it. I'm enjoying all the cars, all the brand new cars that they keep adding into the games, and I'm gonna keep making videos on these. And like I said, this one was one of the most recent ones. It actually sounds quite good on the inside as well. But yeah, basically, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more videos like this on the channel, then all you have to do is subscribe to keep up to date whenever I upload a new video. And yeah, like this video if you enjoyed it as well, because that also helps a lot. But that's it. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everyone. Peace out.